Across the world, mountains have always been seen as more than stone. They are thresholds, places where heaven and earth lean close enough to touch. And in southern Africa, the mountains hold secrets, legends of gods, ancestors, and spirits. Whispers that these towering peaks are not just landmarks, but portals between worlds. Welcome to our channel. Today we're exploring the sacred mountains of the south. First, we'll journey to Cape Town, where the famous flat top of Table Mountain is as much a landmark as the Eiffel Tower or the Sydney Opera House. But to the indigenous Khoi and San people, it was a holy place, a place where the gods came down to earth. Some say it was an altar. Others say it was a giant chessboard where the gods played games of strategy, moving pieces across the board that would change the fate of humanity. Legends tell us that on this flat plateau, rituals were performed, call down rain in times of drought, and that healers would climb to its summit to listen for the voice of creation. Even today, legends say that the plateau radiates a strange energy, like a natural antenna linking the earth to the stars. Scientists may scoff at such tales, but every culture on earth has stories of mountains that pierce the heavens. Next, we travel to the Drakensberg Mountains, aptly named the Dragon Spine. Along its cliffs, the Sand people left behind rock art that shows how they saw these mountains as portals to other realms. In their paintings, we see humans transformed, floating, sometimes half human, half animal, rising into the skies above the mountains. These are not just paintings. They are stories of journeys to the land of the dead, to the home of the gods, or to the realm of the spirits. Shamans believe that by dancing on the cliffs, by painting their bodies and entering a trance, they could lift themselves out of their physical forms and enter other worlds. They believed the cliffs were doorways between worlds, allowing them to pass freely from one realm to another. Standing among these peaks, it's hard not to feel a sense of wonder, a feeling that there are things beyond our understanding, beyond our sight, that these mountains are not just stone and rock, but living, breathing gateways to the unknown. Finally, we journey to Botswana, where the Tsodilo Hills rise out of the ground like jagged teeth. These hills are called the male, the female, the child, and the grandchild. Each peak has its own name, its own story, its own legend. For the Sand people, every rock painting on these hills is alive with spirit. They say that the creator god, Matsian, walked here, that the first people emerged from these hills, and that prayers spoken on the highest peak rise fastest to the heavens. Locals call it the Mountain of the Gods. It is a place where the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is said to be at its thinnest, a place where one can easily connect with the spirits of their ancestors, with nature, and with something greater than themselves. Now, let's ask a bold question. What if these mountains are more than just myth? What if they are natural antennas, massive energy points connecting the earth and the sky? Science tells us that mountains influence weather patterns, the earth's magnetism, and even the flow of water underground. Could they also influence our consciousness? Could this be why shamans, prophets, and seekers throughout history have climbed mountain peaks to hear the voice of the divine? Could it be that in the silence of the peaks, far from the noise of everyday life, we can tune into a different frequency, a frequency that allows us to connect with the energy of the earth and the cosmos? Table Mountain, the Drakensberg, the Tsodilo Hills, ancient stone, timeless altars, portals between worlds. Perhaps the ancients were right. Perhaps these mountains are not just mountains. Perhaps they are waiting for us to rediscover what our ancestors knew, that the divine is always closer than we think, that it is hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to look up and listen. And so we end our journey where we began, with a call to look up, to see the world with new eyes, to remember that the divine is all around us. If only we have the courage to seek it, the faith to believe it, and the humility to listen. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the sacred mountains of the South. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an adventure. Until next time, explore, discover, and wonder.